Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Urbek City Builder. I hope you're having a good one because I am excited to be back, and I've been reading some of the comments on this series thus far, and it seems like you guys are really enjoying it, which is fantastic because I am as well. But I've also seen some comments that have mentioned that a lot of my road layouts are a little bit silly because apparently we can go up to like 6x6 tiles of houses without any issue, and I guess that makes sense. I realize that I've never explained my reasoning really for doing these little 2x2 or 2x whatever spaces for houses. It's mostly just so that we can have, you know, this whole back-to-back thing going on. But apparently, if I just build big 6x6 spaces, it'll still look kind of good, which I guess is like, what's the name of that game? Townscaper or something like that. The one where it's just purely creative and it kind of makes the town automatically. I hope that's the name of the game. I hope you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I want to try that a little bit today. I want to try and do something a little bit different with my road layouts because we are probably going a little bit too crazy with them, which is, I mean, that's me. That's kind of my thing, is going a bit too crazy with roads. If you've ever seen me play City Skylines, you'll know that. But as well as that, between episodes, I've been doing a little bit of playing around here and there, and I went and placed a new floral park over here, and I placed a couple of new houses in this area just to try and get things to upgrade a little bit. I placed some houses down here as well as a social building as well, just to get these guys to upgrade a little bit. And these guys here still need to upgrade to a modern 2-story house because they need more leisure in the area. So I think what I'm going to do, plain and simple, is I'm going to get a park, and I'm just going to put a nice park right there. And then these guys should all be able to upgrade to modern 2-story houses, which is what I want them to do. So they can go ahead and do that. And I think what I'm going to do is play around a little bit with the idea of, you know, putting more density into some of this space. Although, to be fair, if I build it in here, we might see this stuff. I mean, is this producing pollution? It actually isn't. So I wonder if houses on this side here are going to be normal or if they're going to be, you know, shanty or whatever else. We'll do a big old chunk of housing, though, and see what it turns into. And it is turning into shanties. They need less pollution. Interesting. Are you generating pollution? I mean, it doesn't necessarily say that you're generating pollution. I guess the warehouse is polluting the area, which kind of makes sense. So what if I was to move these two warehouses? What if we were to come in here and say that we want to move these warehouses down to here, and then we'll just get rid of the warehouses on this side? And also, what is this? Advanced industry, a coal stockpile. Interesting. It produces coal and stores a lot more. That's actually kind of a cool thing. I didn't notice that we had that tab, but let's see if that helps us a little bit to get rid of some of this stuff. And it's looking like it is doing that. So let me go in here and just bulldoze anything that's sort of turned into a shanty. I'm just going to bulldoze all of this to make sure. And then we'll go ahead and just replace it all like so. And I guess we do get to see these larger houses come up, and it does look kind of cool. So I think I will play around a bit more with this idea. Ooh, these guys are actually ready to upgrade into wealthy suburb houses as well. But what's the reason? I don't produce enough energy to satisfy the consumption of this construction. Do I not? I don't. We're at -6. Ooh. Okay. So we could probably do with another heavy coal plant. So we'll come in here and we'll see where the coal plant happens to be. It's right here. And I suppose we could just put it right in there, right? Or right in there. Is it going to upgrade? It isn't. There's not enough logistics in the area. Okay, what is this? That's a steelworks. I'll tell you what we'll do. Get rid of that coal plant and give me a coal plant right there. And that one should upgrade, right? Yeah. So that one's going to upgrade since it's got all those logistics around it. We now don't have enough coal production, which is kind of a problem. And I don't know if we can upgrade to an advanced coal mine. So that might be a bit of an issue. Although these things can go anywhere, can't they? We don't need coal mines to be anywhere specific. So in theory, I could, well, I can't place one in there because there's a coal mine in radius, but I could just place one sort of up here if I wanted to, or sort of over here, perhaps. No, I can place one up this way though, which is fine. It might pollute the farms a little bit. But I think I'll go ahead and place a coal mine right there. And then, can this upgrade at all? I guess not. That's fine. So yeah, we'll just do that. And that gives us a little surplus of coal, which is okay by me. We have enough power, which means we should see these guys, and we do see these guys upgrade to wealthy suburb houses. We're also seeing these guys turn into parking lots because there's not enough connectivity in the area. So let's see. We have a connection right there. So let's do a bus stop here. And let's come down and do a bus stop here. And we'll do a bus stop right about there as well. And that should give us enough connectivity, which means these guys, well, they're going to need a lot more in the area to not be parking lots. But at the very least, I'm going to bulldoze the parking lots so that I can, you know, not have parking lots in here. Now that we have the connectivity, we shouldn't need to worry too much about that. And that seems pretty good. So we're getting, you know, all of these nice houses in here, some nice downtown houses in here as well. And that works for me. So that gives us a nice population boost, which is great because it's going to give us workers for the things that we need to build in future. We have a decent little bit of coal coming in. So all in all, I'm actually quite pleased with this little development right here. Now, what I do think could be an interesting experiment is trying to get the nightlife neighborhood up here next to sort of this artists district. So if I go and build a little road here and I do something like this, I want to treat this as almost a sort of boulevard type thing. Not quite a boulevard, but I want to put, you know, parks and stuff in between these roads. And then in here, we need a nightlife neighborhood, which needs 2-story downtown houses. So essentially, let's go in here and build ourselves a let's do a 6x, let me do a 5x5. No, I'm going to do a 6x6. I'm going to do a 6x6 square of houses right there. And that's a lot. That's a lot of housing, but I'm going to give it a shot because I want to see what it looks like. And if I do this around it, that's okay. I just want to see what this turns into in terms of whatever, because it should have enough density to upgrade into a cool thing, right? That's usually what they're going for. So a wealthy, or not a villa, but a wealthy village house is going to require food services and leisure, but a village house just needs density and no pollution. So all of these guys should be able to upgrade into village houses, although they're going to need some food, so we might have to deal with that before we go too crazy on this, and I think that's actually what I'm going to prioritize for a second. Oh, I built these farms, by the way, with the intention of expanding my food production. And to be honest, the way I want to do that is by building farm sheds, because they're kind of fantastic. So I want to build one here, and I can't build one here because there's a farm shed in radius. There's not if I build it down here, though, so let's build ourselves a lovely little farm shed right about there, I think. And that gives us an amazing amount of food production. And what we can also do is build tenant farmers in and around here. So we'll put one there to fill up that little space. And that's going to give us, you know, a little bit of food production as well. So that should keep everybody happy. And we are seeing these guys turn into what we want them to turn into. So you're ready to upgrade. You're not ready to upgrade, which is interesting. Okay. I mean, I would like it if you did, but I guess the population's just not high enough. And then for you, you are ready to upgrade. Okay, so this is fine. The next thing we need to do is turn a village house into suburb houses. So we need food and we need leisure in all of this space. So what if we were to go and say that we want a nice floral park, which is going to give 6 leisure right in the middle, and that should cover everybody, right? So they have the leisure they want. They just need a food service. So to give them a food service, we actually have, I forgot how many things we have in here. We have supermarkets as well, which does provide food services and tools as well, which is actually not a bad idea. Although its coverage isn't as good as I would like. So I could put a supermarket in there. I could do a mini market and get pretty much the same coverage. In fact, a mini market right here, not a bad spot for it. Or down here is not really a bad spot for it either, which I think down on that corner or right there is maybe where I'm going to put it. I think the corner is where I want to put the mini market. So let's build the mini market and we should see you guys turn into wealthy suburb houses. And at this point, you can turn into parking lots and you can also turn into downtown houses. So what do you need to upgrade? You need more people. You need more connectivity. Okay. So essentially, if I go in here and I say, you know, give me a bus stop right about there and right about there, these guys should get to the spot where they can become downtown houses, right? As long as they have more residents in the area, which they should get because a lot of these guys are also ready to upgrade, I think. So I realize part of the reason some of these guys aren't upgrading is simply because there's not enough density on the other side of things, which actually seems to have solved a lot of my issues. We now have downtown houses over here. And to get those guys to become two-story houses, we just, by the looks of it, need more residents in this area. We're also, for some of these guys, going to need to get tools in here and education as well. So I think the way we'll handle education is going to be very simple. I do think a high school is the best choice. And it looks like I can just sort of slap it anywhere. So I'm going to put it here because that covers a lot of space. In fact, that corner is probably the best place for it. So I'm going to put a high school right there. And that gives education to this entire area. For these guys to be downtown houses, they need tools in the area. So quite simply, we need to go in here and get repair shops or hardware shops. They're probably the better shout. And to do that, I think I'm going to put a hardware shop right down in this corner. Because, well, actually in that corner might not be a bad spot. This corner might not be bad. I think this corner actually is where I'm going to put it. And again, we can see a lot of these guys becoming, you know, downtown houses. So that's good. We have this guy over here is now a two-story downtown house. So now we just need to follow the tutorial and build a cool square near two-story downtown houses. I just don't know what a cool square is. I do think we could probably get away with building a bar in here and seeing what happens though. So let's go ahead and give that a bit of a shot. I'm going to build a bar right on this corner, and that has given us a little bit of nightlife, just the one, but that's all right. And this thing can upgrade as well, which I think it just did, and apparently we now have 4 nightlife. Okay, so we have that, which is something. What am I looking to build here? Nightlife neighborhood. Build a cool square near 2-story downtown houses. Downtown 2-story houses, okay. I mean, that's whatever. I'm not 100% sure here. By cool square, does it mean just like build a little like 4x4 thing here or build like a main square? So if I build a main square here and then here, what exactly? Ooh, hold on a minute. Oh, modern 2-story houses. Those are not what I was looking for at all. Those are not remotely what I was looking for, I don't think. That looks nice, though. I like that a lot. Hold on. If I build a road across here and I go back into parks, this consumes a bit of work. But if I do this, that's pretty cool looking. I don't like that corner. It doesn't match at all. Not sure why that corner doesn't match, but that's whatever. We got like a cool thing going on there. It's not... It can go to an artist neighborhood. It doesn't go to a nightlife one. And the artist neighborhood doesn't go to... I've done something wrong here. Oh, wait a minute. Urban bar. Do I need an urban bar? I feel like I need an urban bar. Oh, there it is. Nightlife neighborhood. What do we need? We need one or more cool square in a radius of 5. Okay. And there it is. It's a thing. I just need more nightlife throughout my entire city. That makes sense. I need 10 more nightlife throughout my entire city. Now to get that, I could build a few of these urban bars, which are probably the way to go. These anarchist bars I'm going to try and avoid. But I do think a little urban bar here and there sounds like a great idea. So I'll build one there. And that gets us up to 11 on nightlife. I think we can come down here and we can build a little urban bar right about there. Seems like a pretty good place for it. That gets us up to 15 on nightlife. And I'm going to come down here and build another one. And that gets us up to 19 on nightlife, which means I have, in theory, unlocked the cool square, which is actually a pretty good size. And what do we need for this thing? That's 5-story residential. It's not what I'm looking for. Nightlife neighborhood needs one or more cool square in the area. So, let me have a look at something. The cool square needs more nightlife. It gives 4 leisure, 2 nightlife. The floral park gives 6 leisure. If I build this in here, it doesn't have enough nightlife in the area. It doesn't have enough culture in the area. Okay. So, I need another bar, is what that tells me. So another urban bar down there, for example. But then also culture. So culture, how much did it need? We just got cabaret unlocked as well. We need 1 or more culture. So we could do a bookshop, a library, a self-managed books, or a sculpture. Let's just do a bookshop. That seems like a fair way to do things. So we'll do a bookshop right there. And then for this cool square, can I build it here? I absolutely can. So I'm going to build it there. And that gives, oh my God, look at these. Oh, that's actually that's really cool. It turned these guys into nightlife neighborhoods right away as well. Oh, I do like that a lot. And those are chunky buildings too. Those look awesome. I'm actually really, really pleased with that. So how do you guys upgrade? What do you need? More healthcare? All right. I mean, we can do that. What do you need? More healthcare as well? Okay. So basically, I just need a hospital in here. And then for you to upgrade into this, you need more food services in the area. That makes sense. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. This is already a 6x1. So if I go 6 across and 5 that way, or 4 that way, no, 5 that way. Oh, what is this? If I go to here, that is a 6x6, which is what I'm looking for. If I go here, I can't strictly do a 6x6, but that's whatever. We'll sort of do this and just line it up. In fact, what I'm going to do is just bulldoze that middle square as well, just so I can get the layout here. And this isn't really going to be an inspired district, but it's going to be a dense district. And I'm okay with that because I think it's going to look really, really good. So now that most of this space has actually built up, let's go ahead and take another look and see what we need to upgrade it. So wealthy suburb needs more food services. So we just need to go in and build a mini market. And if I build one here, it has a pretty good amount of overlap. My shadows are kind of bugging out as well. But if I build it there, it's got a pretty good amount of overlap with this space, which I think is good. So I'm going to build a mini market on that corner, which immediately gives us a bunch of upgrades. These guys are also ready to upgrade into downtown houses, which not all of them are. Some of them need more residents in the area, and for you guys to upgrade to wealthy suburb houses, you need more leisure in the area. So what we can do is go in and build... Well, we can't really build it. Well, we probably could. Ooh, what's up with the orchard? Oh, I'm polluting the... Yeah, that makes sense. I'm polluting the orchard. I just built a farm shed right there, so I'll tell you what. Let's just get rid of the orchards for now, because they're going to need like a dedicated area at some point. But I think what I might do, just while I'm here, is I might look into building this thing. Culture and nightlife in here, it's relatively easy, right? So all I need to do is go to here, go to urban bar. Consumption is going to be a problem. Actually, consumption really is a problem. We have way too many people and not enough food. Huh. Okay. I'll tell you what, we have a good amount of unskilled work as surplus. So if I build this, and I build this, and this, and this, we should have enough food to deal with everybody now. So that's good. Everything will get built, and everything will be okay. This is already turning into a nightlife neighborhood as well. Looks really good, by the way. Looks really, really good. I actually want to move the... I want to move the bar so I can get a proper corner setup going right there, and I might do it. I might have to do it. I think I'm gonna have to do it to get this this properly set up, but we'll do that shortly. What I do want to do is I want to come in here and I want to build a cool square. So I need nightlife and I need culture. So plain and simple, I'm gonna build a library right here because that's gonna give me all the culture that I need. And in terms of nightlife, I think an urban bar there and there. And we also need to remember that we have bus stops here. So let's get a bus stop here and a bus stop here. And you know what? I'll do one in the middle as well, just to make sure we have good coverage everywhere, to make sure we don't end up with parking lots. But that should give us a good amount of nightlife. So in theory, can I go and do a cool square? I absolutely can. So we have a cool square in here. We should see a lot of these guys upgrade into wealthy suburb houses. And then downtown houses just need tools in the area. So to do that, we just simply need to go into here and get another hardware shop, which I think we still have everything for. I don't think we're going to be, you know, lacking anything if I build this. Although I might build it behind the library just to, you know, have that overlap. Or I'll just build it here because it's easier, which I think is what I'm going to do. So I'll build it there, and then these guys immediately upgrade to downtown houses. They need healthcare to upgrade into 2-story downtown houses. And from there, the nightlife neighborhood is pretty much a go. So long story short, let's look at a clinic, which has amazing coverage and would actually be perfect on one of these corners, or even there. So I'm going to build it right there. And then we should see a lot of you guys upgrade into 2-story houses and into nightlife neighborhoods and stuff like that. But we just need more food. This is good. I like this. These buildings actually look really cool. Just, you know, away from the artists district. We just need so much more food. So I think what I'm going to do with food is come right up here to the edge of the map. It's just up at the top of the map away from everything I'm building. And I want to just build some farms. Now, these guys need to be 5 squares from a road. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and go there, I basically want to just punch straight through to there. I want to go straight back to here. And I just want to put a bunch of fields on this. I can go kind of nuts with it if I really want to. We'll just do this for now. And in terms of connecting this to everything, I'll just run a road straight up to here. And I'll also punch a road straight through there and straight over. And I think what I'll also do is sort of connect it to this as well. So something kind of like that should give us a nice little connection. This can go ahead and build, and eventually I'm just going to put things like, you know, farm sheds and all that good stuff up here. And I hope that that works out for us, right? That's kind of the goal. I'm also noticing we're lacking goods. Nightlife neighborhoods contain or consume goods. So we need to get ourselves another goods factory, which needs logistics and residents. So let's come down to this little industrial area and figure out how we can do that. It should be relatively simple. I could effectively put it right there and put some logistics around it and everything will be okay. So let's just do that, I suppose. I'll go and do 1, 2, 3, 4 logistics and then a goods factory right there. That solves all of the goods problems and keeps us pretty good. And then in terms of food, I mean, that's going to be an issue because this whole space is still upgrading and is going to continue to upgrade for what I reckon is going to be a little while. Also, why are you not upgrading to nightlife? You need a cool square in the area. Okay. Can I build one right in the middle? I absolutely can. And we're seeing more upgrades. Not bad. I'm actually starting to see why I should be doing these 6x6 layouts for houses, because this looks pretty good. All these tall buildings kind of surrounding this, it's pretty cool. I like that a lot. You know, we keep unlocking all these different types of iron mines and stuff like that, which is very, very exciting, actually. I've got to be honest. Upgrading to an open pit iron mine sounds, well, exciting. And it's also advanced stuff. It also costs so much in the way of unskilled workers. Its production's pretty good and it stores a lot, but good lord, there's a lot to learn in here. I'm also not following the tutorial right now because I'm kind of really enjoying just building this. I think it looks really cool. I'm also noticing that we still have a deficit on goods, so we might need to upgrade the goods factory. Well, by upgrade, I mean build another goods factory down here to make sure that we don't run out of goods, which would be preferable. I've also built this space in here because I figured, you know, we needed a bit more population, so I figured this was a pretty good idea. And I'm also wondering how we can upgrade it. If we give them food services and education, they'll be quite happy about it. So if I wanted to, I could throw a high school, you know, right into the middle of all of this And that is going to store some of this stuff right here, high skilled work. If I throw a school in there, it can store some, I guess, skilled work. And what exactly is it that stores work? Storage is 2,800, production is 13,000. I actually have not paid too much attention to what stores it. Does this store it? No, it produces it. I don't for the life of me remember what stores skilled work. I feel like I should know that. I guess schools store 200, so that's fine. For you guys, you still need food services in that area, so we can go ahead and build ourselves a little mini market in here somewhere. In fact, if I build it right there, it covers everything, which I don't hate the idea of doing. You know, just putting a little mini market in there to kind of cover everything. So we'll do that, which needs to be closer to a road. Okay, so what we'll do is punch a road right through there and then go and throw a mini market right there. So it's at the end of the road, and behind it, we could do a little nice park just to sort of decorate the space. And a lot of this is now upgrading and ready to be parking lots as well, which is lovely. I really don't want them to be parking lots. So what I'll do is I will throw a bus station or a bus stop right there and a bus stop right there. We already actually have a parking lot back here as well, which is lovely. Let's just make sure that doesn't keep on keeping on. And we should see a lot of these guys upgrade, yeah, into wealthy suburb houses. Then downtown houses, I think, might be an option here as well. No, they do need more education and they do need more leisure. I mean, to do the education thing, it's just a case of throwing a high school in here. We could put one right there, to be totally honest. It would cover the entire area. So they now have very good education in this space. And for them to become, I mean, they're already 2-story downtown houses, so that's kind of what we're looking for. We could have them upgrade into artists, neighborhoods, or whatever else. Mixed-use commercial would require a small bank. And we haven't actually seen mixed-use commercial yet, so you know what? Let's maybe throw a small bank right there and see what happens. We've got mixed-use commercial residential right there, which is actually very exciting. This guy, we don't have the food output for it, but that's kind of cool. I like that. What are you complaining about? What do you not like? 15 or more squares with at least 8 residents. Well, I'm afraid you're going to have to deal with not having that right now. And then now that I've sorted out the food situation, we're seeing a lot more mixed use stuff come around here, which is kind of really cool. I like that a lot. It's actually a really cool little thing. So it's giving us workers. It's giving us all sorts. It is consuming a lot, but it is really cool. And then we can go to like 5-story at some point. That's really, really cool. We've got a proper little downtown area growing up right there. I like that a lot. Now, the tutorial wants me to build an anarchist commune. Ooh, look at this area. Look how cool that is. The tutorial wants me to build an anarchist commune, which when I get when I get 7 self-organization, that's 7 self-organization. 7 self-organization. 7 self-organization. It is a bit of a mouthful. You will find it in the landmark construction menu. And when you reach 25, you can build it. You can increase your self-organization with anarchist bars or self-managed bookstores. Ooh, we've also got like multiple rows of stuff appearing right there. That's kind of cool. So basically anarchist bars, I mean, I don't love that idea. I'm going to be honest. I don't at all love the idea of going that way with things. You also need more food services in the area and more leisure. Can I be very, very cheeky just real quick and build a cool square in there? It needs culture. Okay. Can I be very, very cheeky and put a self-managed bookstore down here? I absolutely can. Can I then put a cool square in here? I absolutely can. And then you guys just need food services and you'll be happy. So what I'll do is go back into here, get myself a mini market, put it right there, which needs a road, so I can't actually do that. So I'll put it here, and we should see you guys start to upgrade, I think. Well, some of you anyway. You don't have enough population density, but that's all right. We also don't have any food production right now, which is not all right. So let's try very, very quickly to do something about that. I want to fill up this space with farms, and I also want to build a farm shed right about there, which I don't have enough workers for. So I'll just bulldoze that so I can see where it goes. We basically need more unskilled workers. So if I come down here, I don't have the resources to build anything huge, but if I build that right there, I mean, that might not build because we don't have any food, right? Yeah, that would make sense. So we need to do something about the food situation, which I think I can be very cheeky. If I bulldoze you for a second, it kind of sorts itself out. And then if I just go and build the cool square again, we should see the number of workers climb at some point. These things should get built down here. The farms should get built, although it looks like we're back to that issue. So again, very cheeky. Bulldoze you until these sort of sort themselves out. And if I go in and I build myself the farm shed, I can't build it because I don't have enough workers. But if I hold out for a second, I should be able to get the workers to then go in and build a farm shed, which should give us enough food, which means I should now be able to go and build the cool square. We don't have enough workers, but we do have enough food production, so that's okay. And just like that, it seems all of the numbers have kind of figured themselves out. We've also just unlocked a university, which is very exciting. Now, we'll deal with that in the future, because I'm thinking we're probably going to leave it there for today. But before we do, I've just had an idea, right? We do these 6x6 squares, and that gives us room for a nice park in the middle, or, you know, we do a 6 by whatever space like this is, and we can do multiple schools and shops and stuff like that in the middle as well, and it more or less works out. But what I'm thinking is, if we were to expand that a little bit, say, you know, I'll give you an example. I'm going to keep the game paused while I do this, but say we do similar to this idea, right? We want these dense buildings on either side. So we do, you know, 2 right there. And then usually we'd build in here as well. We'd build here and we would do a road, right? And we get the density, and eventually we would go and put, you know, some parks in this middle space. What I'm thinking is that we could, in theory, put more space in here. So if I was to do 2 and then a gap and then a road, then a gap and then 2 more, and then that's where the other road comes in. We could use this space in here to build things like the mini market, which covers the entire space. And if we absolutely needed to get like a cool square in there, which, you know, let's say the cool square is this thing, it's that 2x2 space, we just sort of shuffle the road over and kind of take it around it. And essentially, you know, we'd have something like this for like a district layout. So imagine this isn't houses. This is our cool square. It's our park. So I mean, I'll go in for the example and build something like, you know, some parks right there, right? You've got your little park space. You've got your mini market right here covering the entire district, and then all around this, I'm not going to keep this, by the way. You know, you'd probably also want to move this down by 1. So instead of doing what I've done there, you kind of, you know, do all of this. You would, you know, move these guys a little bit so that your zoning is a little bit more square up here. But I think something like that would kind of work, right? It would give us the mini market right in the middle. It would give us the cool square right in the middle. It would give us room to put schools if we follow this system as well. We can just sort of wind this road around the back of the buildings and have all of the services sort of confined to this middle space the way I've been doing it. So that way we can start to create, you know, it might be very, very long districts or whatever, you know, multiple schools or clinics or whatever, but we can do more of this and have all the services that the people need in behind the buildings. I think it could be interesting. So I'm probably going to experiment with that idea in the not too distant future. Although at the moment it does seem like we need to get self-organization up to 25. It is currently 11, so it's not too hard to do that. I just don't know why the tutorial wants me to build an anarchist commune. Anarchists don't seem like something I would want as a mayor or city planner or whatever role I have in this game. It doesn't seem like I would want anarchists, but apparently I do. So we'll figure out how that goes. We'll figure out how that ties into everything in probably the next episode. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.